Rebel Alliance has launched a raid on Scarif to secure access to Imperial transmitters. Their mission: to broadcast critical codes that could turn the tide of the galactic civil war. With time running out and Imperial forces closing in, the rebels must navigate the planet's treacherous terrain and fortified defenses. Success means hope for the rebellion. Failure could mean its end.
Okay. All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another Tabletop Thursday. I'm trying to keep an eye on things here because it's almost looking like things are being a little choppy, but I can't really tell. So hopefully somebody will be able to let me know. Let me actually request such a thing real quick. Just 1 second. Everything looks fine on my end, but it was also giving me a weird error. Anyways, before we get going on this, we're gonna talk about this. So we're doing the first guild giveaway. This is gonna run till December 31st. So this is the We Are Brave squad pack for Star Wars Shatterpoint. There is a short linked in the description of this, and if it's not, it is on the channel, but it should be linked. Basically, just leave a like on that and leave a comment down below under that short, and then after the 31st, I will draw a winner. US entries only, please, and I'll get it sent out to you. So that is it. I had this extra box that I don't think I'm going to do anything with, so I'm going to give it back to you guys for Christmas or the holiday season. So if you want that, that's that. There's already a chunk of people that have entered, so I'm glad to see that there's some interest in that. I was hesitant to do a giveaway and end up with, nobody that was interested. So that might be the start of a more common thing. We'll see. But that is not why we are here today. We are here today for some battle report action. In this case, we're doing special operations. So this will be the third time, I believe, that I've done this sub mode for Legion. I've actually played this game mode once prior, and because I'm playing just me, there's going to be some weirdness because I can't not know which rebels have the tokens. So the way that you would do this is you would shuffle out your 3 tokens on whoever your attacking people are, and you would flip them. So you'd have 2 decoys and 1 guaranteed thing. But in this case, the Empire wouldn't know which of the 3 is the appropriate code. I can't really do that, so I'm not really going to get to do the kind of cat and mouse game with that. But the way that I'm just going to try to circumvent that, and it may or may not work, is instead of 3 tokens, I just have 2 tokens, and they're both going to count. So the Empire will know specifically where the codes are, but I will have 2 tokens to try to get them where I need them to go. I don't know if that's really going to balance it out, but there's no other way that I could do it. Now, I could play the Empire and just shuffle up the tokens for random, so I didn't even know which ones was correct, but that didn't really make any sense. So we're just going to do it this way. So I'm playing both of them. I'm going to be playing the Rebels, and they just have 2 codes. I've actually got them both on the Pathfinders. So that's just how we're going to have to do this. We're playing solo. There's no way around that. For the squads, I just have basically both infantry squads. So for the Empire, we've got an officer, a DLT, 2 death troopers, a medical droid, and 3 stormtroopers. And then for the Rebels, we've got a captain, a sniper, a DLT-20, 2 Pathfinders, an Astromech, and 4 Rebel Troopers. This technically will mark the first time that I've ever played with Rebels, period, ever. So this might be kind of interesting. And we have one transmitter here. We have one transmitter here. One transmitter here. And I think depending, like, if I issued orders to my code people and went with them last, I could probably just move dash a couple times and get to where I need to go. I'm going to try to play in some way that makes sense, just because it's going to be a little more interesting. So, I have not heard back anything just yet. Let me get a second opinion here. And we'll see if, because I don't want it to be super laggy. I don't know, it gave me a weird error that I hadn't seen yet, but as far as the numbers go, everything looks like it should be good, so we'll see. What's up, Sniper? Yeah, so this is actually a subset game of Star Wars Legion. This is Special Operations, so their goal for this was no hero characters and to tell the stories of trooper squads. So if you wanted to get a unit of clones and paint them up in some special way to play this type of game mode, you could do that. So it's a little more like, almost like Kill Team in how the army building goes. You just have a set team. So see if I don't know if there's going to be a good way to show this to you. So basically you've got lists for each of the factions, and then you just basically pick from the list what units it's going to have. I know that's not super obvious, but yeah. So in this, I just have basically an infantry squad for the Rebels and an infantry squad for the Empire. And some of the moving mechanics are a little different, but there's a lot of similarities, obviously, between the two modes. They didn't want to make it that different. So we'll get into this. So there's some weirdness. So, all right, thanks, Shay. Basically, there's command cards that are really going to be your big flavor things. Those primarily come from heroes and stuff in the standard game mode. But in this, they've got, again, kind of a preset loadout of things. So at the beginning of each round, these are kind of your playmakers, if that makes sense. And depending on the numerical value of the card you play, decides who's going to go first in that round, and then you alternate. Now, because I'm playing just me, I'm just going to be drawing the Empire's cards at random. So theoretically, I shouldn't lose because I have brain power behind my decision-making versus a little bit of randomness for the Empire side. Again, I've got a losing record against myself, so. Okay, so we've got our objectives dished out, and actually, before we get super into this, I'll actually try to show you guys a little bit more of kind of what we're working with. So I'm basically just spat all my guys out into this corner, and then the Empire's got a little deployment there, and a little deployment there, and then our main objectives there, there, and there. So again, I'm looking almost daily at this point for alternative camera angles, because I know having just one camera angle really sucks. I just don't have the means to get another one right now. It is like driving me nuts that it's just a static camera angle. I want a second flip. So eventually we will end up with more cameras. It's just we're struggling currently. So to start with, we're going to draw some command cards, and this is 4 rounds. So basically, I need to get one of my guys with the codes to one of these transmitters within 4 rounds, and I win. If I don't, I lose. It's that simple. So I'm going to pick a command card here. And essentially with the command cards, kind of the lower the hit number, which would make me go first, or have a better likelihood to go first, kind of the better the effect. It doesn't always work out that way, but let's... Don't need that. We're going to go with this just because it's kind of a generic kind of effect. So this is when performing a ranged attack, friendly units attack pool gains suppressive 1. After the attack is resolved, the defending unit gains 1 suppression token. So that's kind of just a nonsense kind of card, but it at least gives me some sort of effect. And there's only 4 rounds, and you've got more than 4 cards to choose from. So I'm going to take the Empire's cards here. And I'm actually going to get rid of their generic 4 just to make this a little bit better, because I think the last time I did this, I drew that random card. So we just shuffle these up, and we're just going to draw one. So each unit issued an order with this card gains steady. Okay, that's pretty good, actually. So unfortunate. Which basically it's just both the Death Troopers. So their card allows me to issue orders, so I can activate these whenever I want to 2, in this case, operative units, but that's just indicative of the Death Troopers. Also, another thing, I don't have a Rebel Heavy Support token, so I'm just using the Special Forces token. There's no Special Forces token needed for this. And then my card lets me issue to 3 units of no particular designation. Thanks, Rick. Yeah, I'm gonna take this moment to show. It kind of sucks you can't actually see it. My whole giant Scarif bunker that hopefully soon we'll get a proper Legion game in on this full board now that we have the streaming setup situated. Because I really like that thing, and you could take the roofs off and go inside it and stuff. So thank you. I'm gonna issue to both Pathfinders and I'm gonna do something a little maybe questionable. I'm actually gonna issue to my Astromech and both my Pathfinders, just so I could take the Astromech last if needed, because he has a resupply ability. And the gain surge tokens and remove suppression. So in this, the suppression doesn't go away each round, so I might need to be a little cautious of that. But in this case, because the Empire had a 2-pip and I have a 3-pip, Empire will go first because they had a lower number. So they'll be going first. I think I want to wait on the Death Troopers because they have steady, which means I can move, dash, and shoot. So I want my guys to come out first. So I'm going to draw randomly, and we'll just see who we draw to go. Also, something else to note is you have preset loadouts, and then you pick your loadout, and then when you're setting up, you pick which side of the loadout you're going to use. Obviously, I don't need to be whatever about it because it's just me. So for the Rebels, at the start of the first activation phase, which is about to start, basically all my units are going to have a dodge token. I don't really want to put that many dodge tokens out, so I'm just going to try to remember. And then they all have nimble, so basically once they spend a dodge, they get a dodge. I'm just going to have to try to remember that. You guys can't actually even see them currently, but it's in a pile. But I'm going to try to put a dodge token out on all of them. So, and then for the Empire, at the start of each friendly unit's activation, if it's within 3 inches of an objective, it gains a surge token. So they're not quite there yet, but starting in the next round, they're probably all going to be pretty close to objective. So I figured that was... But for their actual turn, we're going to shuffle these guys up and draw one off the top. So we just have a regular trooper. So I could issue this to any of my stormtroopers. And I think... Oh, I didn't get my movement sticks out. All right, well, we're mixing themes here. So we've got an Empire stick and a Republic stick, but that's fine. So Legion actually uses range, like sticks instead of inches or anything, but then they changed a bunch of stuff to use inches in this mode. It's fine, don't worry about it. So the standard trooper moves at a speed 2. And when this unit causes an enemy to panic, that doesn't matter. Standby tokens doesn't matter. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna move and dash. Get up behind these boxes. He's gone. I am gonna just draw random. What's up, Annie? I'm also just gonna draw random for my rebels because I don't want to use any of the 3 that I issued. And I got my captain. So I don't think he really has any buffing to speak of. So I think I'm just gonna try. He is actually, you can see his hat right here. I think I want to go around side here, and we're just gonna scooch, which to be fair, that's probably still behind my camera, but he's just moving up behind this down to ATST, so he's right there. Back to Empire. I'm gonna draw random again. I'm saving the Death Troopers because they're probably a little more potent than the rest of my people. See, that sucks. I got the medical droid. That's part of the issuing of orders being crucial, is because like this medical droid, had I been able to issue an order to him, probably would have been a little bit more useful, you know, to have him after people potentially get shot at versus right now. Yes, it's just removing wounds. Doesn't do me any good. So I'm just gonna move him. And we'll just do a dash. And we'll just put him up in the middle and ready to do something if he's needed. Well, my sniper would probably be good. So just a basic trooper for the rebels. God, I'm so hesitant to try to cross this water because I feel like I'm just going to get annihilated. What's the range on these troopers? 12? Alright, well, I guess we ought to just start trying to whittle, because if I don't get something going, we're not going to be able to cross this water anyways. So, I'm gonna make a poor decision to start hoofing it. I think, yeah, that puts me in range. Actually, because I know I'm gonna forget, I'm actually just gonna dodge token all their unit cards here, which I'm definitely taking from other games on that front, but that's okay. And then we're going to shoot. So we've got 2 reds and 2 blacks. And shooting into definitely light cover. Also, something else are these big ferns, these big, tall, dark grass. I play as line of sight blocking. Within reason, obviously, because they branch, but like the main square of them are line of sight blocking, and then all of these kind of scruffy things are light cover, and then obviously everything that looks like it would be hard cover is heavy cover. You know, it doesn't matter. It's just me playing. I'm not going to get into an argument with myself about it. Okay. So we got 2 hits, right hands, and the stormtroopers rolling red defense dice. And because he has light cover, he can convert 1 surge to a save. Okay, lucky me. So he takes a wound, saves a wound. And the stormtroopers have 6 health. Holy cow. Okay. Yeah, basically the way that they did this mode. What, arguing with myself? Yeah, I don't know about that. Basically they made this mode where everybody's like, it's like you're playing teams of like 6 heroes based on their health and what attack dice they roll. So interesting. But now that guy he is out there. But back to the Empire. What is this? This is the sniper, or their DLT, who's hanging out over here. What's his range? He's got a 16-inch range. I kind of want to keep him. Yeah, that's pretty far. Actually, I think I should probably try to shoot off rip. I think actually I'm going to be able to shoot in range. So I'm going to take him. He moves with the speed 2. I'm actually going to, although just to try to cover this through lane, although that might be blocking actually. Let me walk around here so I can actually see, because I want to find a way for him to cover a bunch. Yeah, there's not really a spot for him to sit here. Let's see, move him. Okay, so we're just gonna move him. I'm not actually gonna bother trying to get in there because I'm probably not going the full distance anyways. And that kind of gives him a diagonal through that stuff. And then I'm just gonna plop a dodge on him, just because. Well, yeah, we'll just dodge. That's fine. But that should give him a tiny little bit of coverage. Let's back to me. Just another plain old trooper. I don't want to keep moving this way just to whittle down. I have a whole lot more health to get through on this side of the field. Let's see if we can't get some shots on. I don't think we're going to be able to. No, so we're just going to have to move and dagger. Also, I stream down here in just a standard like 16:9, like a normal aspect ratio. But when I'm upstairs, and when I was doing this before, I was streaming with my monitor resolution, which is a 21:9. Let me know if you'd prefer me to set that up down here, just so I can not be blocking, you know, a quarter of the screen with my face. I don't know, the viewing, they got it pretty sorted, but the viewing experience is different viewing a 21:9 versus a 16:9. I don't know if people prefer the standard rectangle or what the deal is, but it does kind of suck that I'm blocking that corner over there. Okay, back to Empire. Basically, I'm going to go with the Death Troopers last on Empire, just so they have kind of free reign to shoot whoever they want. So we'll go with this guy. And, well, a tiny little bit of middle field coverage here. So we're just going to move and dash. Start working our way toward that middle point. Back to Rebels. Yeah, and I mean, I've obviously gone back and looked at my own stuff, like on my phone, to check audio or check this, that, or the other. And I don't really notice it, but I know some people are very particular about that kind of stuff. I don't know if it'd be better to have it, like in this case, slightly bigger and have part of the field blocked, or to have it slightly shorter but be able to visually see everything. I don't know. I'd need a broader, I guess, pool to choose from in that regard. So we just got another trooper for the Rebels. I think I'm gonna go with this one here. Although it might be better for me to cross hoof it through these bushes. And I'm hoping I can shoot at that same trooper. Yep. So again, we just got 2 reds and 2 blacks. Okay. Crit and 2 hits. What is kind of, well, I guess it's super clear. I guess the cover you could only convert on phase. Actually, let's start the next round. We're gonna roll the weather dice. I haven't played with that. And because he has light cover, he can convert that. So he's gonna save 2 and take 1. Oh, now he's got 2 wounds out of 6. And also forgot, now I'm gonna have 2 suppression. The suppression works differently in special operations than in the regular mode. Said when a suppressed unit attacks, before rolling dice, remove 1 red attack die from the pool. If the attack die doesn't contain red, go to black, and so on and so forth. And then if they go over their courage value, which in this case they are, but because I'm close to my commander, it's not that big of a deal yet. But I think he gets 1 more suppression, he'll be panicked. But I think that could actually start to deal wounds out in special operations. It doesn't work that way in the regular game. Which again, I haven't played this mode a whole lot, so I'm a little unsure on that stuff. Anyways, back to Empire here. So we got our commander. Which this is actually pretty good. Oh, that's interesting, actually. That doesn't do me any good. So I could choose a friendly stormtrooper at 8 inches, and he could make a free move and then make a melee attack, so he can charge into something, I guess. But I do have spotter 1, so I could choose a friendly trooper within 6. I'm going to pick this death trooper to hopefully boost him up to be able to do something. And he goes. And then we're just going to do a move. He moves at speed 2. We're just going to hop on up here. So this should be sniper or a trooper. It's another trooper. Right now I'm split even 2 and 2. This is where kind of playing against yourself is a little difficult. But I do still want it to be semi-interesting, but then like I could just heavy focus this side because there's only 3 people. This is my last trooper. Actually don't know if I can get in range to shoot anybody with him, so we're gonna move. And we're also just gonna dash up into the mix. And this is going to be a stormtrooper. We're just going to go ahead and get this out of the way for Empire. She's way over there, so I'm just going to walk around the table here. And I think this guy gonna a little bit of a flank maneuver going. Talking about terrain and boards and stuff, I want to make one for Flashpoint, but given that it's grid based and it's on a 2x2 board, kind of limiting. I have worked up a grid to make kind of a mock-up of like Lockout that I think would work using like the Picasso tiles. Forging Flashpoint did a video using those, and I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense. So 3-inch grid tiles, that'd make my life easier. And I think it would work, but I don't know yet. I don't really want to fork out the like $40 to get those tiles to find out. So we haven't done that yet, but we might at some point. But I do want a more kind of immersive map play on with the Halo stuff. I'll go immersive, fun to look at settings over playability almost always. Maybe to my detriment, I don't know. So our last random guy for the Rebels is our sniper, which he is right here on this mound. Now he has a 16-inch range, which I feel like, actually I might want to shoot that medical droid before, because every turn he can heal 2 wounds. So the little bit of damage I've done on this trooper might just go out the window if I don't do something here. Medical droid's only got 5 and he rolls white, so I might be able to get rid of him pretty easy. I don't have to move super far, so we're going to move basically just up enough to shoot. And we're going to shoot the medical droid. I'll say that's light cover just because it's kind of through the brush and the trees and stuff. You think, surely they've thought about it for Flashpoint, that they're going to do like themed things. But like for Dead Zone, I think, and they've already got kind of like a rebranded pack of their terrain tiles out for Flashpoint, and they're kind of expensive, and I don't really feel like there's a whole lot there. So I don't know. I don't love the, like I like the idea of the plastic terrain tiles, but they seem really pricey, because I was looking at some of the Dead Zone ones to get to do something, and I was like, oh, that's not ever going to work. So we'll see. It'd be cool. I appreciate, honestly, if they just wanted to do a bunch of themed, like the big cardboard terrain, because I've got some battle systems terrain, and it looks just fine. As long as you're not beating it up. I don't mind the cardboard terrain at all. Oh, and I forgot, actually, from my command card, having suppressive. So this guy's actually got 2 more suppression from those 2 attacks. Actually glad I was looking at that. Yeah. I like the board terrain that the starter set came with. I thought was great. It's thick, it's double-sided, so you get twice as much out of it, but they just need a whole lot more of it that you could pick from. So my sniper shooting at the med droid. So we got 2 reds, 2 blacks, a white, and I think, can the droid be suppressed? Because I've got suppressive 1 already on that. Droid troopers cannot be suppressed, however, they can still gain suppressions and can panic. They won't be suppressed, but they can still panic. Okay. That's unfortunate. Actually, that might not be unfortunate because I've got critical 2, which, unless they change that, critical 2 is X surge tokens to crits. So actually, both of those are crits. So we got all 5 hits. I'm going to roll 5 defense dice, which is going to be white, and he's got light cover, so he's got surge to block on 1. I'll take that all day long. So he's going to take 4 wounds and 3 suppression because of my command card. So let's set these up here. Okay, that ain't too shabby. So, Empire, so I just have the Death Troopers to go with. So, which this is to my benefit because they actually went first. I'm going to kind of have a free move with my Pathfinders. Actually, both Pathfinders, because I have 1 more person than they do. So, the only person that they're going to be able to shoot at aren't the people that they need to shoot at. That's good for me. But might as well. Granted, we're probably not gonna. Oh well, no, we've got steady, so take that back. I'm gonna say we might not be able to get into range to shoot anyways, but steady will allow me to shoot after performing a move. So we're gonna move dash, which actually might not still get me in range. The range is 12. We'll call that close enough. Why not? And they have tactical, so after they perform a move, they're going to have an aim. So he's going to have 2 aims. And they just always have 1 cover. So they're shooting with 2 reds and 3 blacks. All right. I said that backwards. 2 reds, 3 blacks. Maybe I didn't say it backwards. And they do have critical 2. So that's a crit. We'll spend an aim token. Spend another aim token. Okay, well, that just wasn't meant to be. But that's 4 hits on our guy out in the open, so he's got no cover or anything. But he does have a dodge. So we'll dodge 1 of these. And then that will give him back a dodge for free. This unit defends against an attack. It rolls 1 extra defense dice for each suppression token it has. Rolling on 3. I'm going to end up with 2 suppression. Not close to my captain. I think we're just going to wing it on this one. Okay, well, I expected 3 blanks, so that's cool. So we take 2 wounds. That is not as bad as it could have been. 2 wounds and a suppression. He has gone. So we got rebels, which actually could have done that anyways because I have this astromech, which I forgot about. The astromech moves at a speed 2, which I'm actually not going to bother measuring because he's just going to scooch his little astromech butt over, and then he's going to use that special skill, which I could pick either 1 Yeah. Choose a friendly unit at 6 inches. It gains a surge and removes a suppression. I don't need the surge because this round's going to be over in just a sec. So I'm not going to bother putting that out. So the Empire has one more Death Trooper. Which again, because of the way that I issued my orders, they will not be able to shoot at my objective carriers. So they will be safe this round and free to move as they please. I don't know what I'm doing. Death Trooper. I think we just move. Dash. And then they can make a free attack. I'm in. Yeah. So we're just going to shoot at that front guy just because we can. That's going to be into heavy cover, but that's not a big deal. Got 2 reds. 3 blacks. And he'd have aim tokens, not that he needs. So because I'm in heavy cover, I'm going to have, I'm rolling on 5. I will have 2 surges that I can convert. Actually, dodge one of them. So I'm only rolling on 4 of them. And no, that's okay. We'll just wing it. Terrible. Okay. So this poor soul, 3 wounds. Thought about taking that danger sense for suppression. I didn't. Was feeling lucky. Was the last thing he'll probably ever say. Okay. So now basically I just get to free move both of my objective carriers. Which this is going to be. I don't actually. I've got a good distance to cover. So I can't really hold them back. I kind of have to just take them out and hope that I can deal some damage to some of these people, because now if one of them dies, I can pick it up. So, you know, there's still hope, technically speaking. But I think I'm just going to run right toward this firing line. Let me make sure they don't have any weird movement mechanics. No, that is nice though, actually. So they'll get dodge tokens when they move, but nobody's going to be shooting at them. Collect these tokens, and then the Empire doesn't have any more units to go with. So push down. Scooch in here. Oh, collect all my order tokens here. That poor stormtrooper. So in regular Legion, you'd actually remove a suppression from everybody that has it. But suppression works differently in special operations. So that is everything. And then my dodge tokens will all go away, which is unfortunate. When I first read that, I thought it was at the start of each activation phase, but it's just the first. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Ooh. Actually, let me put this somewhere you all might be able to read that. We're in round 2. So, we'll go back to command cards. And feel like I'm going to need feel like I'm going to need some survivability. Actually, this will work, I think. So this, basically, I get to issue to one operative or commander unit. So my operative units are carrying my objectives. And when they're given this, they recover, which doesn't do anything for me right now. But then they'll gain an aim and a dodge. So that is good for me. We're just going to draw this card off the top. When an enemy unit rallies, it removes one less suppression. Well, I only have one unit with suppression, so it doesn't do them very much good. And they don't get to issue any units, any orders. So they're all up to random. So that works in my benefit. I'm going to issue my one operative order, which is going to go to this guy because he's the most probably in danger. Then he's going to get an aim and a dodge. So I'm going to be going first because I have 1 pip versus a 4. I've got less. I'll be going first. Go ahead and shuffle up these order tokens. And looks like there'll be some surge tokens going out for the Empire side. So no special effects for the command cards other than those tokens, so nothing to worry about there. Okay. Well, I feel like I should go with my Pathfinder while I can. Mainly just to progress him more up into this cover. They do have 7 health, actually, so unless I just get really unlucky, I might be able to win this in the 3rd round, depending. But we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. So, yeah, we're clear in range to get behind the bush. We're going to do that. Flip over that. And then because he has Agile for performing a move, we'll get another dodge, so he's going to be extra durable. And I think I want to shoot at... Oh, Death Troopers defend with reds. Oh, so do Stormtroopers. I'm crazy. They're Empire. Anyways. So we've already got an aim, and we're going to shoot at this Stormtrooper just to try to start... Ooh, actually... he's only got 1. Okay, so I'm going to shoot at this guy, and I'm just going to hope that I don't draw this guy's token next, because if he does, I could just undo the wounds. But I don't want to spend my whole attack pool on just one thing here. Actually, you know what? Before I get into that, I will be right back. Okay, sorry about that. And crack open this here drink. Okay. So, we were shooting. So we shoot with 2 reds and 3 blacks. And we've got an aim in case we need it. None of that matters. Okay. Do we have critical? Yes, we do. So that crit. We'll spin the aim. Sweet. Get rid of that. Stormtrooper. We're rolling on 5 here. And then he's got light cover. Suppression typically will up your stuff, but I don't really remember if that happens in this mode or not, so I'm not gonna play it that way. It doesn't specify. So we're just gonna play this still as, well, honestly, I guess actually we're gonna play this as no cover because we're both butted right up against it. So no cover for our little guy here on 5 saves. Well, that's tragic. He's only taken 1 wound and another suppression. Okay. So we go to Empire, and again, we're just gonna hope that we do not draw the one of what? 7? 1 of 8? 1 of 8 tokens that I don't want to get. Here we go. Thank God. Okay. Death Trooper. Well, we're going to go with this Death Trooper, because why not? And we're not actually going to move. We are just going to aim and shoot at our objective carrier. Which is 2 reds and 3 blues. I will say I was recording a War Crow video. That'll be not this Friday, but I think next Friday. And it made me want to play that game again. So that'll probably be what we do next Thursday. Play some War Crow. And I might just make it a more ridiculous board setup to kind of make up for the lack of units. Because I want that Beyond box. It's just out of stock forever. So we got 2 reds, 3 blacks with an aim and critical 2. We roll with the aim. Crit. Okay, that worked out perfect for this fella. I'm gonna dodge 2, because why wouldn't we? Does he have nimble? Yes, he does. So he will keep 1 of those. Rolling on 3 with whites. I think I'm going to do this danger sense, so I can roll. Oh well, I can't actually cue the suppression, so that makes more sense for that command card. Danger sense in regular Legion, I think you can opt to apply suppression and then you roll. Or maybe that's dodging. Quick cover. Something. Docking cover. So. Ooh. That's just 3 of my 7 wounds. 7? 7. Suppression. Okay. So back to me. And we have to draw random. Trooper. Might as well go with this trooper. And we're going to shoot at this fella. Which I think we're going to have to move. Or we're going to move anyways. We are going to hoof it up here. And shoot. Which are, we're shooting at this guy. Which is no cover because See, there's new cover rules. It makes this kind of confusing. Again, I'm going to count this as no cover just because of the ranges of things. Not that I'm assuming it's not going to matter, but we just got 2 reds and 2 blacks. That is awful. Okay, well, it very well might matter. There's 1 dice. Here we go. Thank God. Okay. That puts this guy at 5 wounds, which is all the health that he has. So, no medical shenanigans for them, which is try not to get all the stuff confused here. Back to Empire. Which now there's going to be a token in here that isn't going to correspond to anything. I'll just get rid of it whenever I pull it. Back-to-back Death Troopers. Did I not shuffle these? I swear I did. See, I don't know if I should keep this guy focused over there or if I should... You know what? I'm gonna. So, his range is 12. Actually, I don't know if he can get in range. He doesn't have steady by default. Let's see. Oh, just in range. Unlucky. So he's going to move and shoot, and because he moved, he's going to have an aim token set in there. And we're shooting 2 reds, 3 blacks, critical 2. Okay, so those both go to crits. Spin the aim token. Oh, this guy might be dead. So we could nimble one of those dodges. We're only rolling on 4. Ooh, come on, dice lock. Oh, that's terrible. Because I don't have any cover at that angle. Relatively speaking, I'm not going to say that I have cover. So that is 4 wounds. Which puts him at 7, and he is dead. So now my objective is flat on the ground. Unlucky. Okay, well, moving on. Back to me. Now I have to try to get these. Get these people over. Captain, he's over there by the ATST. Red save, 7 health. I don't know if I can do enough to the Death Troopers to really make a dent. They've got a courage of 3. I'm not even really going to be able to suppress them. All right. This side of the board may be a lost cause. We don't know yet. But I think I want to try to take a shot. That trooper over there, his range is 12. Let's see if we can get in range. Oh, that's not who we want. Oh yeah, we're in range. Easy. What do I do with his order token? Well. Okay, well, I'll find it in a second. I don't know where I set it. So we're attacking with 2 reds, 2 blacks, and a white. No aims, no nothing, but we do have critical 1. Ooh, don't even need it. Rolling 5. Oh, that is fantastic for me. That is a terrible red roll. Statistically, that's a terrible red roll. So he's going to take 4 wounds. What did I do with his token? Losing my mind. Oh, way over here. He's got 4 wounds. This guy is gone, and got depression. Okie dokie. Back to Empire. Draw on random. Woo. Storm Trooper. Well, let's go ahead and go with this guy over here that has suppressed all the hell I'm back and figure out how this works. So, panic, because we were way over our value, even if we're taking into account the value of 2. Anytime a unit gains suppression tokens that would cause it to have more suppression tokens than its courage value, the unit panics. The unit panics, roll black attack dice for each suppression token it has exceeding the courage stat. For each crit and hit, it suffers a wound. So he has a courage value of 1. So I'm going to roll 4 black dice, and he will suffer a wound for each crit and hit. So he's going to suffer 2 wounds, which puts him 1 wound shy of dead. 5. And then you remove suppression down to his courage value. So oh, well, I guess I should have rallied actually first to see if I removed any of them by default. Let's just be realistic. Odds are I might have removed 1 of them. I don't think it really matters. But they're panicked, so I don't think he actually goes. Because he still would have been panicked because he was so high over his threshold. So I actually don't think this dude goes. Again, the lines are blurred because you are supposed to know based off of your... Oh, yeah, units may not use the courage value of their commanders, so that doesn't even matter. But the rules, it doesn't specify all the stuff, and some of the rules, it takes into account the standard game. And to be honest, I just don't remember. So, but considering he's panicked, he did his thing, that's just his activation, I think. I could be way off on that. I don't really care. Back to me, which I'm going to shuffle these because I looked at one earlier. Don't sneeze. Don't sneeze. Don't sneeze. Rebel Trooper. Ah. I guess we're just gonna start hoofing it. I guess actually we're gonna dash and grab that because that is a free action to pick that up. So we'll just essentially double move to the shrubs. Try to pick up that objective. As much as I want to shoot at something. I'm hoping maybe I can clean up that guy with a sniper rifle. We'll see. Back to Empire. Draw random. Another Stormtrooper. Which, in this case, now this guy looking kind of silly back here, doing nothing. So, pop up onto this. Should. Yeah. And I'm going to shoot at the new objective carrier with 1 red, 3 blacks, and a white. And no special nothing. I'll take that. Let's. Okay. Well, I got light cover, so I get one conversion. My objective carrier got obliterated in the ass by a death trooper. So, death trooper gurgles, dead objective carrier. Ooh, 3 misses. And now our new objective carrier has been shot in his no square and is also now wounded. So it's a war of attrition, I guess, which kind of makes sense thematically. I am trying to cross a beach, for God's sake. Back to me. Draw random. My other Pathfinder. So this is my other objective carrier, which is kind of unfortunate for me. We shall see. Okay. So I don't know if I want to shoot or if I want to move. I kind of think I want to shoot. Oh, crap. Yeah, fuck it. We're going to shoot. Because that stormtrooper is pretty weak. We're just going to go ahead and try to clean him up just to open up that side of the field while I can. And then I have Valor. While this unit forms an attack, remove up to 1 suppression from a unit within 6 inches. Which that unit is within 6 inches, so I'll be able to get rid of that guy's 1 suppression. So that's something, I guess. So we're attacking with 2 reds and 3 blacks. He will also get a dodge. That didn't go at all. For moving. Okay, here we go. Typically speaking, yes, but because of the way that this mode is set up for having like a squad of troopers, like you're playing an individual person, typically when you're playing a like a stormtrooper unit, you would be moving. I have them on trays. You don't play it on trays, but you'd be moving a unit of like 4 is the base number, and then you could add like heavies and personnel and stuff. But like they shoot with white dice, which are the worst dice. So whites are the worst, blacks are your middle, and your red are your good ones. So like a lightsaber would be like 5 or 6 red dice, and then a stormtrooper shoots with 1 white dice individually, typically. But again, because this is set up to where you're playing individual people, in this, the stormtroopers are shooting with 1 red, 3 blacks, and a white. So it's not terrible. I mean, they kind of set this mode up to where you're throwing like a normal dice pool for 1 guy as you would like a whole unit. Special operations, I think, is a cool idea. I'll be curious to see if they elaborate on it, because I haven't really seen anybody do content for it at all, to speak of. And it came out maybe a year ago. And I don't think there's been any new modes or anything. There's 4. One of them is like a downed vehicle. So it's like a Black Hawk Down kind of scenario. But I wanted to play Rebels, and I don't have the immobilized vehicle card for the Rebels. We could do that at some point, and do like a clone holdout type of vibe. So this is our Pathfinder shooting at a Stormtrooper. We do have critical 2. And crits typically will go through cover. But again, because the cover in this mode works differently, it's kind of hard to illustrate that. As the other operation mentioned, the bigger scale team size. So yeah, traditional Star Wars Legion is played on a 3-foot by 6-foot board. This is a 3-foot by 3-foot space for special operations. And then you have 1,000 points to build out your team. So, like, typically you're playing, I don't know, anywhere from 9 to like 12 activations. So that's like 3 or 4 stormtrooper squads, you know, Darth Vader, Boba Fett, maybe like some strike teams. Like, you're playing with vehicles, you've got all sorts of stuff. It's definitely the army scale mode. If you're interested, the Rancor, I think it was Rancor Rampage, is done from a top-down perspective. We did that in a live stream a few weeks ago before the room got obliterated. That's from a top-down perspective. You can kind of get an idea of the scale of it. It's very cool, the largeness of it. Special operations is exactly what its namesake is. It's, you know, a little bit smaller scale, more intimate, 1 squad versus 1 squad. But they also introduced it where you could take, I don't remember what they called it, but basically you could add like 5 miniatures to your unit. So you could go in, and 1 stormtrooper unit is like 11 miniatures. So you're rolling like 12 white dice or something, plus whatever heavies and stuff you have. But not that you can see all of it, but all that's Legion. All this is Legion. This is Legion. This is Legion. And to here is Legion. So there's a lot more miniatures than what is here, and it's kind of a tedious thing. But Legion was the first tabletop game that I played, and it's the most straightforward. Special operations may not be the best example of that, but I think that Legion just has the easiest to follow thing. Even though you might not know what's going on, you could work your way through a game and enjoy it, knowing nothing about it. Whereas, like, some of the other games I've tried, that's a little bit more difficult. So basically, when you activate, you could do 2 things. You could move, you could shoot, you could dodge, which is defensive, you could aim, which is offensive. And those are like your 4 standard things. And then you have standby, which gets a little technical, and I feel like I'm missing one. I don't remember what the other one is. But in this, you can't double move, so you can move dash, which is not in the regular game. So this isn't a very good example. There is another smaller scale version of Legion that's just skirmish mode, where instead of like 1,000 points to build out your team and to buy your units, you have like 500 points to buy your units. So you're playing like 4 or 5 activations aside, but it's also played in a 3-foot by 3-foot. I don't know. I appreciate the options, but, you know, special operations is a little weird, to be honest. Okay. I got 5 hits on this stormtrooper. So he has no cover, no dodges, no nothing. He's just rolling 5 defenses, which we're also rolling 1 defense dice, which are square, per successful hit. So that's how that's done. So he doesn't have cover, so he's not converting. So he's going to take 3 wounds, which that guy will be dead. They've only got 6 health. He's taken 3 wounds, and he's got 4 wounds already. So that side of the field might be our ticket. Okay. Oh, and then after attacking, I can remove a suppression from a guy. There we go. Okay, Empire turn. What is this? This is our sniper, which this guy's dodge is gone. It's this guy. And this guy absolutely is going to want to try to shoot at our new objective carrier, which I don't think he can see him, so we're going to move and shoot, which he shoots with 3 reds. And 2 blacks. And impact 1, which doesn't matter for us. Now, snipers typically have something called high velocity where I wouldn't be able to dodge. They didn't carry that over here. Although I guess he's not a sniper, he just has a DLT. And he doesn't have critical or anything either. That is only 2 hits. We're going to dodge the regular one, which he has nimble, so he's just going to keep that 1 dodge. We're only rolling on 1 hit, which I don't have cover, so I don't convert that, so he's going to take a wound. And 2 suppression, which is inconvenient for me. All that there. Okay. My turn. Shuffle up random. This is the astromech. And our little astromech friend. We're gonna roll our little butts out here and choose a friendly unit. Removes a suppression token and gains a surge, so we're gonna hit our objective guy. So we'll get rid of that. Give him a surge, which might help on defense. And that's the astromech. I guess technically I can pick up the astromech with the thing too, but this is the medical droid, so he's dead. And our last Stormy, which he is also dead. Man, really? So they only got... Yeah, so the last guy to go is our captain, which I'm using General Veers. Not that y'all can... Well, you can actually probably tell from way over there. I'm just using it because I don't like the Imperial Officer model too much. I kind of like that, actually. Choose up to 1 friendly stormtrooper unit at 8 inches. The chosen unit can make a move action, then it may make a melee attack. So I could melee. He melees with 4 black dice. I'm going to do that because it's funny. So, with the captain, I can use an ability called Get Them. Choose up to 1 friendly stormtrooper unit. May make a free move action, then it may make a free melee attack. Which, yeah, no matter how you slice it, I could get into this guy. This move so I understand what I'm looking at. And we're going to go ahead and do his melee attack, which is actually 4 black dice, which is not terrible. Surges, which he will not get. So I'm rolling on 2. I don't have any dodge tokens. Ooh, that's 2 just straight misses. No surge, just saves there. That's me at 5 of 7. No, the trooper. 5 of 6 wounds. So that guy's probably gonna die before he gets the objective. Yikes. Okay. And then for the captain's last move, oh, well, I guess I did that backwards. I'm going to shoot anyways. So you can't shoot into an engaged models unit, but I could have shot and then did the Get Them action. So I'm still going to shoot, even though technically I wouldn't be able to, just because it's a game of semantics at that point. I would have just had to have done the other thing first. So we're going to shoot anyways. With 4 black dice. But I will have light cover now. Ooh, which actually saves me, so that converts. So no wounds for me. I will get a suppression. That works out. Didn't even have to spend my surge. So now it's just me for the next 3 actions. Trooper. I think so. There are some special rules for this game mode. So like certain units that can make a speed 2 dash instead of a speed 1 hasn't really mattered. The only one that would affect is my astromech, which I don't care about. I could pick up the package once I'm in base contact. I could do some stuff. Cool. And then focus on the mission for the crack squad, which is the attacking squad, gains disengage. So typically you wouldn't just be able to move away from enemies, but because of this, I could freely move out of contact with somebody. So like this guy here, even though he's engaged, I could just freely move away from him with no consequence. So that works for me. Part of why I'm saying that is I kind of want to engage this death trooper because he won't be able to shoot out going off the old rules, which technically this still it's kind of a part of. He won't just be able to move out, but even if in the new rules, I think if he did move out, he can't attack anymore. So I kind of want to tie up this death trooper because he's moved out into the fold. Which actually I can move and swing at his ass, so I'm gonna do that. I knock over everything. So Rebel Trooper Melee is only 3 black dice, which is 3 hits, nice. And Death Troopers are rolling reds, and 3 saves, so nothing comes of that. That's fine. But now he's tied up, so he won't be able to shoot at my guy next round. You'll have to attack him. What do we got next? Other trooper. Which I think I might just move up to where that guy was and shoot. We're just gonna scooch and shoot. Which is 2 reds, 2 blacks. Ooh. So that's 4 hits on their DLT. He has no cover, so he's going to actually take 2 wounds. That's pretty good. 2 wounds. And all right, this was looking bad. I think it's looking pretty good now. Basically, I just need to get whatever his name is, Bistan or whatever, to this terminal with that objective token, and I win. So, that seems doable. Last guy is our sniper, which I was hoping to get him earlier to try to take out that stormtrooper before we got into that scenario, but that didn't work. So I think I'm going to focus that side of the field. So I want to work on getting this dude, which his thing is 16. So I could shoot him where I'm at. A matter of whether or not I could see him, which I'm going to say that I cannot. Close, but that's okay. So we're gonna scooch and shoot 2 reds, 2 blacks, and a white. And critical 2, which gonna be both of those. So we got 3 hits and 2 saves. So he's gonna take a wound and another suppression. And that is the end of round 2. Go ahead and collect our tokens here. Next, that. So there's only 2 rounds left. And as long as nothing catastrophic happens, I think should be good for the win here. And again, I don't like purposefully do 4 things to try to get myself to win. I almost just try to make a decision that makes the most sense, regardless of which side I'm using, given the current circumstance. Which is easier in something like this because it's a little more freeform, whereas Flashpoint, because it's a grid-based thing and it's relatively small, it's kind of hard for things to naturally occur that would draw your attention in certain ways, I feel. Whereas this, like, stuff's disconnected enough that you could do stuff, and then when you're going with the enemy team, you realize, oh, I could capitalize on that. Flashpoint was a little harder to, like, ignore those things. So I don't know, we'll probably do more solo stuff in the future, but that's definitely something that's going to be easier to play against another actual human. All right, man cards. I don't think that matters. I don't think that matters. I'm going to go with this just for the hope of being able to go first. Because I think if I can go first, I can get to that objective. We're going to go with a 2-pip here. And there should still be a 1-pip in here, so they might go first. So I'm going to shuffle up their cards and draw. And it's a 3-pip, so I'll be going first. Each friendly unit within 3 inches of an objective gains name token. Not gonna lie, I forgot about their loadout the last time. I don't think it would have well, no, it would have saved 1. I think that's the only thing that would have mattered. But oh no. So I can only issue to my commander and 2 troopers. So I can't actually issue to my objective holder. So that is unfortunate. So we'll issue to both of our guys over here. And so the Empire can issue to 2 units. I'm going to issue to the Sniper. And I think this Death Trooper for reserve. And then my last Rebel order is just going on Captain. And I'll be going first, which is not great. I didn't actually look at the order, issuing the order portion of that. But I could draw them right. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Nope. Just a regular old trooper. So we're going to go with this guy here, and we're going to aim and shoot. at this guy. See if we can't get rid of it. Yeah, that it definitely helps once you get out of that mode of like almost essentially encouraging them to do certain things in certain ways, which I think playing Legion we're mostly out of that stage. I haven't gotten my fiance to play anything yet, so I don't know if she'd want to be on camera, so I don't know if I could get her to do that here, but I think it would be funny. Whether it's Legion or Flashpoint or what have you. I think Flashpoint is definitely a real friendly game to get somebody into like a tabletop game. Which, speaking of Flashpoint, that like just overview kind of review impressions thing, which watching the streams you're aware of basically all of my thoughts on that, but that video comes out tomorrow. But I might try to get her in to do something like this because I think it would be interesting. It's fun to watch people play things for the first time. Or figure things out for the first time, rather. So we just got 2 reds, 2 blacks. The thing that we aimed. Reroll these 2. Got 1 extra hit in. And this dude's close enough to get a surge from that command. Oh, that's a terrible roll for him again. So the surge won't help. He's just going to take 2 more wounds. Puts him 1 wound shy of dead. And now he is panicked big time. So I guess he better hope. Yeah, that was one of the big main things. I don't know if y'all were playing with like the heavy weapons, but it almost seems like the base loadouts for the Spartans are very weak feeling because none of them have armor piercing on them. So it's like you might be able to whittle down some shields in a round, and then it's just like all your damage gets soaked up in armor. Whereas it seems like every pickup weapon has some AP value, 1 or 2 on it. And that made a big difference in actually being able to kill people and team firing the same guy. But then there are times you'd roll on the same guy like 2 or 3 times in a round and do no damage. Damage is a little bit weird, but the very first stream that we did on the channel was just Slayer straight out of the box. And that was the biggest complaint that I had was like, holy cow, how do you kill anything? But the pickup weapons and some of the pickups like explosive ammo and stuff seem to help with that quite a bit. Like the sniper rifle, you can almost flat out kill somebody in 1 roll if you have all the advantages because of just the value of the weapon. So, all right. So that is Trooper done. Empire random token. Let's see, they have 4 tokens and I've got 4 tokens, but I do have 3 tokens out. I'm going to play this with 2 pass tokens. So, because there's such a difference in activations here, so I'm going to pass for the Empire side and go again with the Rebels because although should I go with the no, you know what? Because my luck, I'm going to draw something I could shoot at the sniper with, and he needs to go before he dies. He's only got 1 wound left, so I'm not going to pass yet. I'm going to go ahead and go with this guy and shoot at the objective carrier. Well, I might not. Actually, I need to rally. So, basically, any ink on the white dice will get rid of some suppression. Which is none, which means he's panicked. So, we're going to roll. He's got 1 courage. He's got 3 suppression. We're going to roll 2 black dice, and he will take a wound, which very well could kill him for any crit or hit. And he's dead. He just shit himself in battle, literally, and died. He just panicked, and guess he had the runs, which is such a stormtrooper death to just scare yourself shitless, literally, and fold, which is, I'm fine with that. Okay. Well, my turn, I guess. This is my sniper guy. No, I was like, who had these 3 wounds? This guy. Well, hell, actually, that clears that side of the field because the Death Trooper's tied up. Other than this guy, but I don't think he's going to be able to get in range, but we're going to shoot at him anyways. 2 reds, 2 blacks, and a white. Ooh. Gimme. And we're going to aim because we're not having to move. And shoot. We have critical 2, which will convert both of these surges. We have 4. Oh, wait, no, we had an aim. We'll reroll that. Black dice, doesn't matter, still nothing. 2 saves, so our box stander's taking 2 wounds. And a fishing. Actually, I haven't really even had to use the suppressed mechanic yet because they've gone straight from suppressed to panic before they've even gone. Empire. Yeah, there's just no way I'm going to be able to get these guys far enough over with this guy. Speaking of not dealing with the suppressed mechanic, go ahead and see if we get rid of it. Oh, we do. So, still don't have to deal with the suppressed mechanic. Let's see if we can get in range to shoot at that objective guy. Oh, he is shy, 12 inches. So we're just gonna dash past, just in the off chance that that guy doesn't get to the thing, but he probably will. Astromech doesn't really have anything to do, so we're just gonna do our resupply action, which is just gonna get rid of this and give him a standby. Not really anything else I can do to speak of with him because nothing else has happened. Empire. Our captain, or officer rather. Yeah, I mean, he's got a short range. I mean, we're just gonna move and I guess shoot at this other guy just to eliminate some. So there's just no way I can get anywhere that's gonna make a difference, I don't think, with him. He's way too far. So we're just gonna go for blood here. 4 black dice. And I'm shooting at the not engaged guy, which is here. He is just shy of engagement. 4 blacks, critical 1. That puts him at 4 wounds. And they've only got 6. Again, not that I don't think it's going to make a difference. All right, well, here's our moment of truth. So I'm gonna double check. The unit leader with the codes is in base contact with any transmitter. May reveal the codes. The crack team wins. Okay. Moment of truth-ish here. This is the end, or if we're gonna have questionable 4th round, which I think we should be plenty good here. And our dash. Oh, yeah. So that puts him in base contact with our codes. And that will be a wrap on that game in the third round of 4. I will say the premise of playing against yourself in this mode and just having 2 carriers is still interesting, because I still had to hope that I had good attacks to clear one side of the field, which I did, luckily, on both of the stormtroopers that were over there. They had very poor defensive rolls, which was to my benefit. So, me for a second, just to talk about what's going on here. So, we crossed the beach. Shit got real over in this quadrant. So my right hand side, shit sucked, and our maybe you'll see kind of what I'm talking about with Flashpoint, as far as it being kind of weird to play against yourself because of the grid cube system. It's like hard to counterplay yourself without thinking about what your intentions already are. But yeah, let me know. I'm curious, because this has been interesting over the last couple months playing things against myself. I don't know, I lose against myself more often than I don't. But we had a code carrier die, and a new one pick it up and almost die in the same round, damn near. They were backed up a little bit by a little astromech, but this side proved a little too dense. But we got lucky over on this side, and were able to clear out the handful of resistance, which, because of how hard we pushed one side, it dragged a Death Trooper over to try to counter, which he definitely helped, but it opened up that side a little bit for us to slip in after we killed those 2. So we got to a transmitter and secured, which means that is a Rebel victory, and the codes have been transmitted. So that's pretty exciting. Or at least that's what I hear is exciting. Like I said, I think next Thursday we will probably do Warcrow. We haven't done that in a little while. And I might just play it on a 3-foot board and build it out with terrain, even though I don't have enough miniatures to necessarily play on the full 3-foot space, just to make it a little bit more interesting. And if that Beyond the Winds from the North box ever comes back in stock, I will pick that up and we'll have extra stuff on both sides. But for now, it seems to be out of stock everywhere. So we'll do Warcrow next Thursday. Monday will be more Shatterpoint painting. I'm thinking I'm going to do the Night Sisters. I did my test. Of all the models I chose to do a test, I just wanted to paint her, was Mother Talzin, so like the lead Night Sister. There's a short up of that finished product on the channel, and I was really, really happy with it, actually, how it came out. That's one of the first models I've purely airbrushed, almost. I did some purple undershading, some zenithal stuff, and some red from above, and then a little bit of detail work and some object source lighting. I was happy with that. If you want to see it, there's a short of it on the channel. But we'll do the 2 kind of lackey Night Sisters come Monday. And speaking of Shatterpoint, we touched on this at the beginning. I'll touch on this again. This is our first guild giveaway. So this is the We Are Brave squad pack for Star Wars Shatterpoint. This is everything that comes in the box. We're just going to give this away. This will end on December 31st. There's a short in the description of this stream. Just like that short, leave a comment on it if you want to be entered. US entries only, and then we'll pick a winner after the 31st. I'll get in touch with you, and I'll get it sent out to you if you want it. I was actually excited to do that, just because I wanted to do giveaways. I just was hesitant to do it and not have people participate, but thankfully we already got some participants, so that is good. And that has proven to me that I can do that, so we'll probably do some more of it in the future. Legion models are probably going to be the easiest thing for me to do that with. And I can offer to paint them if you want me to, or not, if you want to do it yourself. So, I don't know about Flashpoint, just because of how they're doing their pre-orders and their buying and their sales and their packaging of the models and stuff. I don't know if that's ever really going to work super well for me currently. But again, we'll cross that bridge as we come to it. I like the idea of doing some giveaways, especially for people who don't want to paint. I could paint a hero here or there for you. I'm not maybe the best painter in the world, but it's better than nothing. But that is going to do it for this lengthy video. I appreciate all of you all sitting here with me, battling on Scarif. The Rebels actually won for once, so that's pretty sweet. Again, giveaway link in the description. Streams Monday, Thursday, videos Friday. That's it. All right. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.